Good morning. Okay, so I wanted to talk about something as a creator, as I edit my photos, as I'm sitting here editing photos that I'll share with you later. But I've been really thinking about being a creative and how in the West, the measurement of success is growth, right? Everybody's talking about grow your following, grow your money, grow, right? And it sounds good because it's something that we can quantify, it's something that we can count, it's something that feels like we can keep up with, right? Like there's a tally that we can keep up with, and it gives us a false sense of control. And I think what's not talked about is that because we're taught to focus so much on art, on our growth, excuse me, I'm looking at a file called art, but we're taught to look at our growth so much that we often forget that growth is not the point, right? Like growth is not the point. I think that it can be one of the smaller points, right? Sometimes we need to grow in a different way, grow our following, sure, grow our money, sure, because you got to pay bills, right? Like I'm not, listen, I'm not denying that money is a thing that we all have to earn to survive in America. I'm not. But I don't want you to lose your art focus always being focused on growth, because in real life, in a biological perspective, right? And like I'm talking like that's what I mean by real life. In real life, in nature, in your body, unlimited growth is cancer. It's not healthy, right? You're not always growing. Even when you go outside in nature, nature is not always growing. There is a time for resting. There is a time for cutting back. There is a time for pruning. There's a time for doing less. There is a season for not doing anything at all. And in nature, you will find those seasons where you don't do anything at all, where nature does not grow. Even reading the books that I'm going to be rereading, there's a book about trees. And every year, trees do not decide to pollinate because they have to mine their energy. This is not the season to pollinate. And also, they realize when they have enough, right? Even plants are smart. They don't grow all the time. And so when we're focused on growing and growth as the measurement of success as an artist, when we don't grow or when we go below the numbers, whether that be money or followers or viewers or whatever it is, whatever metric we're using to judge ourselves with, right? When it goes below that number or it doesn't grow, we feel like we're failures. We think that we have failed. And that can be really discouraging because even as a photographer, I love taking pictures. And growth was never the point. It was never the point. We're always like, oh, grow, become better. Like, but that wasn't even the point why I picked up a camera in the first place. When I was younger, I picked up a camera because I wanted to capture people that I love. That's my why. That was the reason. I wanted to capture people, places, views. I wanted to capture the view that I could see. I wanted to share what I saw with other people. And the way that I could do that was with a camera. That was the point. And I started sharing it with people on social media. I shared it with my friends in text messages, right? That's how I first got started. But then when I started sharing it on social media, then you're told, oh, well, you want to grow your following. You want more people to like your photos, you know? And it can be really discouraging because you realize you had a problem that you didn't know you had before, right? There's always something to sell you because of a problem, using air quotes, that you have, meaning that some corporations create problems. So, and this is no diss, right? There are people who do want to start, a photography business. There are people who do want to, and I had a photography business. I used to shoot weddings. I used to shoot portraits of people, but I quickly realized that this was not my measurement of success. The amount of clients I had overwhelmed me, to be completely honest. The money I made was cool, but it wasn't the point. I lost the point chasing numbers, chasing growth, chasing this enoughness set by somebody else, this marker set by somebody else, never checking in with myself. Why did I start doing this? So what happens is then I start sharing my photos or videos or music or whatever it is. And then when less people than I think is the successful number listen to it, view it, then I think that I'm a failure. And then that then changes my taste. It teaches me not to post things that I like, but to chase after what other people like, right? Chase after that number, chase after that growth, chase after that virality, right? Even on social media, it went from being able to connect to people to like, what is the thing that you can do that would go viral, that the most people would see it? And that becomes, we're taught that is the goal, that when we share stuff, the goal should be that as many people as possible should see it. But what if most people don't get it? What if it's not meant for most people? What if most people don't like it? Do you then stop creating that thing? I had to have a moment with myself as an artist that has been taught that numbers is the way that you define your success, and you define whether or not something is a viable option, or if I should continue to do something, right? So I lost the joy. I lost the spark. I lost the joy. I lost the reason why I did this in the first place. Yeah, I want to share my photos with people. Yeah, I think that's fun. But I also want to take pictures because I like it. Like that was the reasoning in the beginning, right? Like I wanted to take it because I liked it. I thought it was cool. And I wanted to share it with somebody like show and tell, like, hey, look at what I created, not making their approval, their liking of my thing the reason, right? Why I create. And we're taught even as kids, like, oh, don't be led by the crowd, right? But then we get into the world and that's all we're taught to do, is to follow the crowd, is to do what everybody else is doing, to measure your success by looking at somebody else's success, by they tell you what success is. And if you don't fit within that realm of success, then you're a failure. So then you spend your entire life chasing after enoughness, chasing after, using air quotes, success, or trying to repeat the same thing you did before that got you a lot of attention, even though spirit has moved on from that thing. You're still back there. So then we as artists get stuck because we are trying to pursue something that is outside of our control. In real life, I cannot control who watches my videos. In real life, I cannot control who listens to my podcasts. In real life, I cannot control who likes or watches my photos. I can't control who reads my poetry or my books. That's not my business, though. You know, like there is work, there is advertising and all this other stuff and marketing. These are words I hate because it's so gross, but you know, sharing, essentially sharing it, right? But that's after I've had my fill. That's after I filled myself up with my own art. You know what I'm saying? And then me sharing it with other people is a surplus on top of that. But that's not the main reason. That's not the goal for my creativity. And if I'm being honest, I'm learning or relearning how to make joy the point again, how to trust that joy is the way, because I was in survival mode for most of my life. Most of my life I was surviving, and there was no time for joy. There was no guarantees, I should say. There was time for joy, but there was no guarantees that the joy would last. There was no guarantees that I would be okay. And so I was always tasked with surviving. And when you're tasked with surviving, there is no room for your humanity. There is no room for your own tastes. You're spending your entire life trying to please people to eat, trying to please people to pay your bills. You're right. You're trying to please your boss or your company or whatever the heck. Clients, even if you're self-employed, you spend your life trying to please people to survive. And that line from professional to the personal starts to blur. And as an artist, a lot of our personal is the first thing. It's personal first, and then it's professional. You know what I mean? So instead of joy being the goal, it's like, oh no, these people liking it has to be the goal. Me getting a lot of numbers has to be the goal. Me having a lot of people listen to the thing has to be a goal. But it's like, what if the goal could be me telling my truth? What if that could be the measure of success? Me telling the truth, me being brave and putting it out there. That means that once I put it out there, it's done. I have succeeded. I have done the work that I need to do, and if you want to share it with more people, then, hats off to you. That's cool. But like, that's not the point. So lately I've been creating less for an algorithm, less for even clients, or less for an audience, right? And really just creating for myself, remembering why I started all this in the first place. I woke up one early morning and went, these are the photos I'm editing now. I went for a walk early in the morning at this park, and I took pictures at sunrise. I took pictures of plants and the fog coming off of the water because the water was warmer than the air. Like just things like that. Like that's the point. That was the reason why I created it in the first place. I was intrigued with the world. I was infatuated with Earth and Mother Earth's expressions and how what is the word, prolific she is, and how creative she is, and how bright and beautiful she is. And I come from a family that appreciates Mother Nature, that loves nature, that takes time to stop and smell the roses. Like photography started off as a meditative practice. It was an archiving thing, right? That I can archive my friends, my family's words are escaping me right now. But it was also a meditative practice. It was a practice of me being in my body. The camera is the eye, right? The camera helps me to share what I see. And I was able to communicate that with the world around me. And I was able to capture things that I love so that I can keep looking at them. Like that was the point, So I went to go take pictures, and I was reminded that this is what I love. This is the point. This is what I like, and I've been, brainwashed like most of us to care about the collective and being accepted by the collective of people, right? As opposed to accepting myself. That means being accepted at their hand, no matter if you hate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I realized even with my creativity, I was doing things that I didn't really want to do. Even when I was a portrait photographer, I did it because I was like, well, I guess to be a legitimate photographer and a legitimate artist, I have to do this. I have to take portraits of people that they want to take, right? And I still take portraits, but I take portraits that I like. All this to say, I've started to get my creative itch back. And it started without the algorithm. It started without creating for an audience beyond myself. I am my first audience. Something I'm also learning is that I get stuck in a lot of trying to make sense of my art. Trying to make my art make sense to other people gets me stuck and in my head. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Because some stuff just doesn't make sense. It's just because I wanted to do it. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no deep message, or there is a deep message that a lot of people won't get or whatever it is. But it's just like most of the time I create, it's just because I want to. And that is enough reason to do it, right? It doesn't have to be some deep message or deep meaning, because joy is deep and joy is the point. Joy is the way. Like joy can be the inspiration. Again, I'm looking at these photos that I'm going to share with y'all of these close-ups of nature, just like the joy it brings me. That was the point. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the point. I also wanted to come back around and talk about growth real quick. Numbers, business. That's a reference from Lego movie if you haven't seen it. But we're taught that nothing is good unless a lot of people like it. Nothing is good unless a lot of people like it, meaning post your video, it should go viral. If it doesn't go viral, it's a failure, you know? And I really had to sit with that because I don't want that to be the reason why I do anything. I don't want virality, interesting word to say, to be the reason why I do anything, you know? And it also feels like when I say, oh, a lot of people didn't look at this, it's a failure. It feels kind of disrespectful to the people who do choose to look at my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that I post a video and only 500 people watch it. Now, somebody might tell me, oh, that's a failure because you have like 50,000 subscribers. And that's only, I don't know what the percentage of that is. Don't care. Right? That's only that much of that. And it's very easy to be tempted to look at that and consider that a failure. Like, oh, nobody watched, I'm a failure. But that's not true. 500 people watched. 500 people chose you. 500 people chose to use their time that they can never get back, by the way, to watch, listen to, take time to look at, to read, whatever you're creating. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself is a huge deal. I was talking to my friend Vitamin, or Kiana, from Level Up Single Mom, and she was talking about that with her channel. And I love that we got a chance to talk about that because she was talking about 500 people, I think, subscribed to her channel. And I'm like, or 600 people. That's a lot of people. 600 people is a lot of people. That's 600 people that opted in and said, I like you. I want to watch you. And even if I don't know what you're going to talk about, I already trust what you're going to say because I chose to watch the video. Even people I'm subscribed to, I might not always even agree with everything they're saying, but I chose them. You feel me? As long as it's not problematic, by the way. But I chose them. I'm opted into them. What an honor. What an honor it is that even one person chooses you out of all the millions of people they could choose, out of the billions of people they could choose. And I know, I get it. This is not no encouragement that's going to help you pay the bills, but that's not the point, right? This encouragement is not about bills. It's not about money. It's about gratitude. It's about being grateful even for the smallest bit of joy because nobody had to pay you any attention, you know? And even if nobody did pay you attention, you paid you attention. I'm getting so much joy from looking at these photos, even if nobody likes them. I got joy from the process itself because okay, I'm stuttering because the point wasn't numbers, right? The point was my own joy. I had joy taking the photos, going out into nature, taking my time, meditating, slowing down, being in my body, spending time in nature and the birds singing their songs, butterflies flying back and forth from one petal to the next, being able to be fully present in this magical earth, this magical planet, in this magical body, right? That was the point. Then taking the pictures was fun. Being creative with my eye, seeing, how I could see something differently. I took my macro camera out so I could see the close-ups on nature to change my perspective, to see things that I miss with my naked eye. You feel me? Then from there, now I'm editing, right? The whole process was fulfilling to me. So that means by the time I get to sharing it with other people, if a lot of people like it, that's a bonus. That's a plus because I already had a great time. And I feel bad because we have to survive as artists. And because we're always tasked with surviving, we're not often allowed to spend time thinking about what we would do if money wasn't the center focus, if growth wasn't the point, if numbers, business, wasn't the point. A lot of us, I talk to a lot of artists, a lot of us are not business people. We do business because we have to. And obviously the exchange of goods is business. It's that simple, right? But this whole marketing and having a brand and a container, it's too much for a lot of us because all we want to do is make stuff. All we want to do is make stuff and make stuff for a living, So then when you go to write copy and you're writing copy in a way that is not natural to you, that is not organic to you, you're trying to sound like a business person when you're a feeling person. I say all the time, I make beautiful things out of my emotions. Why? Because people don't like emotions. People are pushed off by emotions. We have been taught to see emotions as bad and ugly, when that's when I get all my inspiration for my art from my emotions. I move with my emotions. My emotions inform me about what's going on around me. My emotions are beautiful. And me taking pictures of plants is me following my emotion. You feel me? But when you start talking about, oh, yeah, I'm accomplished and I have X, Y, and Z, that's when the imposter syndrome starts peeking out because that's not even how I talk. It's not even what I care about. It's what I've been trained and taught to care about because other people make it so that I have to care about it, i.e., obviously making a lot of money so that I can be secure, so that no one takes advantage of me, so I don't lose my home, so I don't lose the dignity and the respect from other people. There's a lot of stuff there. You feel me? But in real life, all I want to do is make stuff. In real life, that's all I want to do. So then when I have to start marketing myself like an adult, like a serious businesswoman, it doesn't really check out for me because it's not natural and it's not normal. It's not the reason why I do the things that I do. Even if I'm doing something to make money, I still want to be joyful doing it, And then I don't want to despise the art that I create that doesn't make me a lot of money, that doesn't give me a lot of following, that doesn't go viral, right? It's like, just because this thing didn't go viral, does that mean that it's a failure? No. It's like if I have a child who nobody else likes, and I've used this example before. If I have a kid and nobody else likes my kid, am I going to not like my kid and say, oh, sorry, got to try again, got to make another kid because they don't like you? No, hopefully, no. Hopefully that would never happen. Hopefully you have parents that like you beyond what other people say about you because that wasn't the point of making you in the first place, right? They didn't make you to please other people. Hello, right? So in the same way, our art, is not our permission slip to be liked by other people. It's almost like we're giving our art a task that it was never meant to do. Our art was never meant to bring us validation. Our art was never meant to do these things that people, it can do these things, right? It can do these things, but that's not the point. That's not the goal. And I would even wager that I would even argue that the goal is not even for a lot of people to like it. You don't need a lot of people to like your art to be successful. You need one person, and I'm talking in terms of money now. You need one person that gives you an opportunity, that opens a door for you. You don't even need 1 million people to be successful. You need one person that believes in you. You feel me? And so I'm looking at my own insecurities and my own frustrations that may come up where I feel like I've had to perform my entire life, perform for safety, perform for validation and belonging. We talked about that before. And I don't want to translate that into my art practice. I don't want to translate that trauma, because that's what it is. The trauma of being poor, the trauma of not being respected by other people. I don't want to lead my life with trauma. I don't want numbers, and I don't want, because 500 people looked at my thing and me say, I don't want to say, oh, I'm a failure because only 100 people opted in to like my stuff. Only 5 people liked my video. Only. Let's start with, wow. Thank you so much for even spending your time that you can never get back with me. Thank you. That's in real life, that's a big deal. But the world teaches us to not be grateful for that. And also let's also be real about this. We can be grateful for it and also acknowledge this is not enough to pay the bills, right? We can hold room for both. You feel me? But just because the art or the thing didn't give you back what you thought you were supposed to get back does not mean you didn't get back what you were supposed to get back. You feel me? I know, super woo, don't nobody want to hear that. But just because you didn't get what you thought you needed to get from it, you got something what you got what you did need. You did need that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Those 5 people that keep showing up, those 10 people, those 100 people, those 500 people that keep showing up no matter what, those are your true fans. Those are the ones that deserve your art. Those are the ones. They're not here for virality. They're not here for, what's the word I'm looking for? For like a trend. You're trendy this week and next week you're not. These are people that believe in you. And we're taught to see small numbers like insignificant. That is such an honor. It's an honor for people to spend time with me. It's an honor for people to choose me no matter what I'm creating. There are people, hold on. Okay, there are people who do not care what I post, but thank me for posting no matter what. There are people that are happy to see my face. Isn't that nice? There are people that are happy just to be like, oh, I'm so glad that you're doing okay. Okay, cool. You're good. You like that. What an honor that we look in the face and say, oh, that's not enough because I didn't go viral. That's not enough because I didn't become a millionaire overnight. You know, whatever it is, like that we all do. We all have a bit of ingratitude. I'm going to call it ingratitude for lack of. And this is not a judgment. This is not a calling out. This is a calling in because I do it too. It's very easy for me to become distracted with what this world teaches us to care about. It's really easy to get distracted and also get distracted by what we need in life, right? Like we need money because we live under a capitalist, system. We need money. We need housing. We need food. We need shelter. Like these are things that we really need. And so because we have been starved, okay, everyone has been starved and forced to work from the bottom up to prove their worthiness of housing, food, clothing, basic needs, right? Because we live in a world that is evil and corrupt and wicked, right? We have to perform for validation, and validation equals a paycheck. Validation equals lunch. Validation equals dinner. Validation equals rent. That's real life. That's the world and it's by design. They're making us audition for our basic needs to be met because that starts to funnel into every other area of my life. Just think about this. If I have to audition, if I have to perform being good enough, right? Which is sick. If I have to perform being good enough to eat dinner tonight, right? Then why wouldn't I think I have to be using air quotes good enough to even post my art, right? If everything is about earning and earning because we have to eat, if the world that we live in makes everything about us surviving, then that's going to make us not create stuff, not share stuff because it's not going to be liked or received well when they make that the whole game of our lives here. Being here in the West is not about being a real person. It's not about being an artist. It's not even about being honest. It's about being who society wants you to be so that you can get their respect and their admiration and love. And sometimes protection. And sometimes. But yes, them people that only show up, those people that show up with everything. Oh, this is what I was going to say. It doesn't matter if I'm posting a song, a rant, a video about how men are scary. What else? A gratitude video. My channel is all over the place. My niche is me. Okay. I am my niche. And that stressed me out so bad because I was like, I don't have a niche. What if people don't understand me? How do I make myself understandable to the algorithm, a computer, right? And I'm lucky, I'm grateful and I'm lucky that I have real people who follow me who don't follow the nudgings of an algorithm. I think, obviously the algorithm gives them my video, right? I get that. But they choose to watch it. The algorithm can give you anything in front of your face. You're not going to watch every video that shows up, right? You're not going to listen to every song that pops up on your playlist or a recommended song. You're going to choose what stands out to you. What I'm saying is that think about this. You have people that show up for you that you're overlooking. People who choose you out of everybody else, not because you're performing this fake version of who you are, right? They're showing up because they like you. They're invested in you. And that is a big deal. That's a huge deal. So to the people that show up consistently for me, I appreciate you. I recognize your names. I see your faces. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel at home. And I want to shout out some people because y'all have been there consistently, but I don't want people to feel left out. I don't. So I'm going to, you know who you are, okay? The people that show up consistently for me, Leslyn Moore, Quenisha, Hab O, Jemile, Marissa Price. Like there are people who show up for me consistently, and I'm grateful to y'all. Daniela elevates. Like, hold on, I gotta find these names. Hold on one sec. On my last video, the P. Diddy, Tyler Perry, and how we all value money and fame over people, somebody named Mixed Sense 555 said, thank you for posting. Like, thank you for posting, not for being perfect, not for being who I wanted you to be for me, not for being anybody but yourself. Thank you for posting. Those are the people. 9 to Fine. Those are the people. These are the people. Yeah, Yolanda Williams, Tiffany Jackson. I'm just going down this list. Keith Smith, right? Like Love Heals. There are people, Chica, Kenny, Vitamin Key, right? There are people who show up for me because they love me. They love me. 60 Black Mystic Traveler. Okay. Like there are people here. I want you to go back on that thing. Myrna J. I'm just going to keep naming names as I talk. The other MJ. Okay. I just want you to go back on that video, that song, whatever it is, that thing that you look down on because, oh, nobody watched it. Go to those comment sections. Go to the people who send you messages. I've gotten messages about my stuff. Like, go to those people. Those are the people. Those are the people that rock with you for real, rock with you the long way. You feel me? Like those are the people that will show up for you no matter if you go viral or not. They're not here for virality. They're here for you. And I think that it's unfortunate because and again, I'm guilty of it too. We have a problem with being grateful for what we already have, right? Because we're always taught to seek growth, to grow more. But I just want to offer to you that maybe sometimes you're overlooking the beauty that's right in front of your face. The people that have already chosen you. We're always taught to keep being chosen, keep auditioning, keep trying, that we can't even rest when we have been chosen. It's never enough. We're trained never to be comfortable, with the opinions or the thoughts of people because we're never safe. In real life, we're never safe. You feel me? Yeah. So I just wanted to offer to you that maybe you don't have all the money in the world. Maybe you aren't viral. Maybe a lot of people aren't looking at your stuff. Even as I have, people talk about my platform and I have like 50,000 subscribers, which I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for every single one, right? And then I post a video, right? A song that I'm really proud of and it gets 500, 200 views. And it's really tempting to be like, oh, I failed. When no, those people who look at my stuff, right? Those 200 people that listen to my music that say thank you those are the people. Those are the people. And I'm going to thank people who commented on that video. Jam Calpin, thank you. Afro Butterfly, thank you. Erica Leverson, thank you. Sunnyflower 1979, thank you. C. Dupree, thank you. D. Moon, 6137, thank you. Hey Girl, Hey 77, thank you. Rocket Donda, 1974, thank you. Deadly Sweet, 9380, thank you. Great Songs, 1211, thank you. Unpack It with Thando, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you listening right now. Thank you. You could literally, listen, you can literally be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me listening to me. That's a big deal, you know? And so, no, I don't have no tips or tricks or no growth hacks or whatever the heck. I'm here to tell you to be grateful for what you do have. And I also recognize holding space for both, right? That sometimes we don't have the things that we need. Sometimes we don't have the bills paid. Sometimes we don't have, our art doesn't do for us what we want it to do, but our art is doing something, and be grateful to her. Be patient with her. Be kind to her. Your art has brought people to you. Your art has soothed other people, has helped other people. Like, you're a big deal. If you impacted one person, and I know it sounds cheesy. I know it does. But think about this. Think about the magic it takes for you to create something. The time, the energy, the effort. Think about how much bravery it takes to put it out there for other people to see. Think about the bravery it takes other people to watch something they're not sure of, to listen to something they'd never heard before. Think about that. Think about how uncomfortable people have to make themselves to listen to you. Think about the fact that people are willing to stop doing what they normally do, what's in their pattern to do, to listen to you. Think about how big of a deal that is. When I think about that, it makes me feel responsible. It makes me feel loved. It makes me feel supported. It's very easy to see what I don't have, right? Because you don't have it. It's very easy to point out what you don't have. When you take a second to really look down and pay attention to people paying attention to you, again, people will never be able to get their time back. Time is gone, right? Like we're all given a certain amount of time. It can grow, it can lessen, but we're all given a certain amount of time. And people are willing to spend time that they'll never get back listening to, reading, working with you. What else? Watching you. And this capitalist society tells us unless we are growing, that nothing matters. And because we don't hit the numbers we want to hit, because we don't grow in the way that we want to grow, we quit. We give up on those people that have been there rocking with us when we ain't have nothing. When we didn't have anything. They were there with us. When nobody else watched, when nobody else cared, they were there. Those supporters are there. I don't care if you only have one. I don't care if that supporter is you, or your child, or your family member, or your friend. There are people out there who do believe in you and your work. Do not let this world lie to you and tell you that unless you are, I keep saying like Beyonce or bust, right? Like insert whatever your favorite artist is here, right? Toni Morrison or bust, right? Like we think that unless we are these prolific, well-known, big number people, that we don't matter. That's capitalism. That's not real. All that is marketing. That's not real. And it's marketing to you so that you stop creating. So that other person has no, using air quotes, competition. That's a whole other conversation. We'll talk about competition later, but just for the sake of this conversation, they want to take you out of the game. People are trying to discourage you and dissuade you from taking up space, no matter how big or small that space is. They're trying to stop you from spreading your message to people who need your message, even if it is 5 people. I don't think at this point in my life, just because 5 people will listen to it, I don't think that's enough reason to not share it anymore. It's not. What are you going to do? Hoard all your stuff for when? For never. Because your taste changes. I've hoarded my own art for bigger, better, whatever, bigger, better, whatever, for more. And I end up never sharing it because my art tastes change. That art was for that time, for those people, for whoever finds it, right? It's for them. Why would I deny other people art because not enough people listen to it? Why would I do that? Why would I withhold art from people who want to support, who want to hear, who want to know, who want to commune with me, who want to love me for me? Why would I stop that love, that support, that adoration? Because that too is wealth. Why would I stop that? Because I don't have 1 million people looking at my stuff. In real life, when I'm creating, nobody's looking at my stuff. When I'm at home making a video or making music, no one is here. It's just me. But the joy is enough. And sometimes I want to be seen. And sometimes I want to share. And that's the point. I cannot control who sees it. I can't control who shares it. I can't even control who likes it. What I can control, though, is showing up and taking up the space, even if it is 5 people big. Whatever that looks like. A room full of 5 people. If all I got is my living room, if all I got is my car, right? If all I have is my office, a table, a space on the floor, I literally create, those are spaces I have created in my car, a space on the floor, in my closet. If that's all I got, that's all I got. And nobody is there with me when I'm creating it. So why would I not share it? Because nobody's going to listen to it. I don't know who's not going to listen to it. And also, measuring success of something based on the numbers is a way to mess up, because I'm gonna use this example. When I was in school, there was an organization I was a part of, and a part of our task was about spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. I know. Okay. I have a lot of different thoughts now, a lot of different opinions. Yikes. I look back on that and cringe at some stuff, but it is what it is, right? I thought I was doing the right thing, whatever. So at the end of the year, we had to fill out these forms for the organization. And one of the questions asked were, how many souls did you bring to Christ? And I always hated that question, because how would I know? I don't know. And what you're really asking me is, how many people did you pray the salvation prayer with. That's what you're really asking me. But leading people to Christ, and whether you believe in it or not, that's not the point of this conversation, right? The point is, even within the Christian space, we're taught you plant a seed and somebody else waters it, right? Somebody else prunes it. Somebody else cares for it. I do my job. What if for my art, the point is for someone to listen to it and they bring that message and give it to somebody else who I'll never see in my life? Why would that not be impactful? And even in regards to the Christian stuff, even though my thoughts have changed, my feelings have changed, a lot about a lot of things. We'll get to that later. But even within that Christian paradigm, I always thought that question was gross because that made the goal numbers. It made the goal the goal was quantity, not quality and not connection. It wasn't about, and this is another reason why I don't rock with Christianity like that anymore, because the way that we're taught to evangelize is just colonialism. That's it. Colonize this person, right? Like push on them your beliefs and tell them if they don't believe that, they're going to burn in hell for forever. Like what? Anyway, so like it was about making, using air quotes, disciples. It was about recruiting. It wasn't about salvation. It wasn't about them being well in their spirit. It wasn't about what I cared about, their soul. It was about reaping them like wheat, like numbers, gathering them like numbers. That was never the point of why I wanted to do anything. I thought we were doing this for love, for true, authentic service, right? Kindness, loving people. That's why I wanted to be a Christian. That's why I wanted to join this organization. I wanted to love myself, and I wanted to love people, and I wanted to love the earth. I wanted to love. And you get in and you quickly find out it's about numbers too. It's a numbers game too. It's capitalism too. It's capitalism dressed in a cross. You feel me? And communion on Sunday. But going back, the point is with my art. So I got a little carried away. The point is with the art. And I got carried away because I was so disappointed, y'all. I was disappointed that that was the point. Like we're bringing numbers here. How many souls did you save? And then you're graded on that versus how many people were you able to impact at this event? How many people were you able to feed? How many people were you able to talk with, right? What were the quality of those conversations? And I think often about that with my art. A lot of my stuff that is deep and deeply felt does not get a lot of views because it's not something to consume casually. I realize a lot of my art is not fast food, and that's okay. It just means that if someone's on a go, they might not listen to your stuff. If people want, a quicker, easy way to process things, so be it. It doesn't mean that I failed, right? That's not what that means. That means that this person, there's a million reasons why somebody didn't choose to watch your thing or listen to your thing. They were busy. They're driving, right? Like they don't have the energy or the capacity to sit there and I was gonna say, anyway, chew up what you're saying. There's some stuff that I have in my watch later that I need to sit down and actually pay attention to watch. And I hope that person doesn't think that, oh, it's a failure because a lot of people didn't watch it. No, I have to sit down and actually be present for it, like a full course meal. It takes time. And I already know I'm a slow artist. My stuff is slow and deep, right? It's not quick. It's not super polished. I'm not on a schedule. I create as I'm inspired to create. And so there are some things that I'm going to say I'm not going to be afforded because I don't play that game. You feel me? But it doesn't mean that my stuff is not viable. It doesn't mean that my stuff is not valuable. It also doesn't mean that I should hoard all my stuff until I think a lot of people will listen to me. No, like I rock with people who rock with me. I rock with people, those 100 people that show up consistently on a video. Even people who don't comment. I see y'all. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And those are the people that when I don't have anything, when no one is saying my name, when nobody remembers any of the music I ever created, when, those are the people who will still be rocking with me. Those are the people that actually care. They're not consumed with, they're not concerned, I should say, concerned with, oh, well, 500 people watched her video, so I'm not going to watch it. It must suck. No, these are people who blindly support you. Before anybody watches, before a lot of, those are the first 10 people I'm in. Yes, got it. There are people that I follow just like that. A person releases an album, bam, buy it. A person releases a video, bam, I'm watching it. A person releases a podcast, yes. It doesn't matter what the topic is. I'm bought into them. And that is the honor that you have been given. Isn't that beautiful that somebody chose you, even when you weren't going to choose you? There are people who choose me when I struggle with choosing myself, and they remind me to choose me. They remind me of who I am. They remind me of what I forgot. These are the people that bring the real wealth, the safety you seek, the belonging you seek to experience. Those are the people. Those first few people, those few people that rock with you no matter what you got going on, okay? The people that show up to concerts, live streams, book signings, events, those are the ones. Do not look down on them because they're not a lot of people. They are your people. They are people who believe and trust in you and support you. Okay? So that's all I kind of want to say is that don't let numbers be the way that you measure your worth and your value. And I know it's a message we keep needing to hear over and over again because the systems get more and more clever. They get more and more clever, brainwashing us, having us second guess ourselves, our choices. I'm making some choices soon to just do more podcasts because I don't want to be seen right now. I feel the need to withdraw and go in. My image, even online, I haven't said much about this, but thank you to those who let me know and emailed me. My image has been taken offline and used for other people's, like they use my body and my likeness and put AI generated lips and voices on me to sell their stuff. That feels violating. You know what I mean? Like it feels violating and in a way that I can't even explain. In a way that I can't explain. And so it feels good to, even when I'm not being seen, that people still show up for me, that people still support me. People still love me and like me. People still, like me. And I feel like I'm going to cry. I don't know why. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm grieved for all the times I said, that's not enough, that's not enough, that's not enough. Those are real people behind those numbers, y'all. Those are real people, valuable people who value you. They're not just avatars on a screen. These are real people who are choosing to be kind with you. Be grateful. Thank them. So for all of you all that are here, if I forgot your name, please, again, as I say in the church, charge it to my mind and not my heart. I carry y'all with me all the time. I carry your comments with me. I carry your encouragement with me. I carry y'all with me. To my people, you feel me? Like Paige Turner, DJ, Nia X. Like these are people, again, Invincible Summer. These are people who have been rocking with me for a long time. And I appreciate y'all. Wake Up, Makeup, Slay, Les at this point, but Concerned, Lorenza. There are, like, y'all have people. Don't believe these lies that you don't have nobody. You have people and your people are waiting for you. You sit up there trying to figure out like, oh, this is another thing I want to say, the container. You are the container. And I'm saying this because for me as a multi-passionate artist, it's really hard for me to figure out, like, what is my container? What is my container? Also, shout out to Chrissy. What is my container? Meaning, how do I categorize this in a way that humans will understand what this means, right? Like, how can I make this make sense? You are the container, honey. It's you. You are the platform, right? Even as a photographer, somebody was asking me about photography advice. Shout out to you. And I was telling her that like the camera is just an eye. A camera is fashioned after an eye. It's not the camera that makes you a good photographer. It's your eye. It's your perspective. It's your process. You feel me? Like that's what makes you, using air quotes, good photographer. And good is, we'll get to that later. What is a good photographer? Whatever that is for you. You are the artist. You are the platform. You are the container. All that art comes from you, right? All the art comes from you. They're here for you. It is not your talent. It is not your, for some people it might be, but usually people are there for you. Sit in that, bask in that, be grateful for that. Cry to that if you need to. You're chosen, honey. Your people are choosing you. And do not, what they say, do not despise simple beginnings. I want to let you know that this is not a simple beginning. This is your foundation. These are people that are going to be rocking with you for real. Yeah. So anyway, I'm saying that to say from personal experience, the people that are here for you when you have nothing, the people that are here for you, the people that watch your stuff when nobody else watches it, listens to your music when nobody else listens to it, those are your people, and those are your proof of concept. It's not about, oh, I don't have a lot of people, so the idea is stupid. No, absolutely not. The proof of concept is that people came in the first place. People are here. And I got to shout out Miss Carla Walker, okay? Talking about foundational and day ones. Miss Carla Walker subscribed to my Patreon in, what year is it? 2020, when I first opened it, January 3rd, 2020, okay? She's been rocking with me for 5 years when I didn't have anything. I didn't even have... I didn't even have tiers or things or gifts to give. And Miss Carla was like, I'm not interested. I'm not here for any of that. I'm here for you. And that gave me all the confidence. Like, it gave me the foundation I needed, because it showed me that there are people that are here, not for me performing for their love and their enoughness, right? There are people who love me for me because I'm me. And that is more grounding than anyone having you tap dance and perform for them and for their enoughness, you know? So be lucky, be grateful when you ain't got nothing. Be grateful for the people who rock with you when you ain't got nothing, when you don't have a proof of concept, when you're not signed, when you're not published. Those are the people that make it happen. They're the magicians. They're the ones that spread the word, okay? They're the ones. So do not despise those small numbers, those small whatever, even if it's not a beginning, even if it's for a, I'm stuttering, y'all. Even if it's for a forever. That's still beautiful. How lovely is it that people are willing to rock with you? How lovely is it that people are willing to read your words? How wonderful is it that people are willing to spend time with you and your genius and your art and you? How beautiful it is to be loved. You know? Okay, so I hope all this made sense. If it didn't, feel free to ask me questions. Yeah, and I'm going to get back to editing these photos so I can share them with you. And until next episode, y'all, until next, whatever this is, keep creating, keep making, because what you make, it matters. And those people, them 5 people, that one person, they're waiting and excited and expecting from you magic that you already create. You're already good enough. You are already enough. People have already chosen you, and you have chosen you. You have chosen your art. And that's good enough right now, today. Just for today. That's good enough. All right, until next one, y'all. Keep creating, keep making, because what you make matters. Keep loving yourselves and love yourself beyond what you make. Love yourself beyond people's approval and applause. Love yourself beyond people even seeing you. Love yourself, period. And accept the love that people give you, even if it's small. There's no such thing as small love. That's a person choosing you. That's a big deal. You feel me? So don't fall into the trap of saying that you're not enough or what you have is not enough. It is enough. You are enough. Okay, this time for real. Later.